Listen, I almost forgot. One little thing I want to add here to the end of this video. I did a quick video on the drive out to Arizona. Um, I'm adding this at the beginning of this video. Because I ended the video already. And you guys know me, I'll keep talking. So this is the preamble to the video you're about to watch. On the way out to Arizona the other day, I did a quick funny thing. I thought it was funny. Passing lane only. And I made a joke about, maybe I'll add a clip here, but I made a joke about, the left lane is for passing only. And if I was to run for governor in any state, I would just have passing lane only printed in the far left lane every couple miles. And I didn't think much of it. And it got like over 10,000 views in 24 hours. And a lot of it was people telling me, it's too much money or all this other stupid stuff. Because I also mentioned it has nothing to do with the speed limit. That's a fact. I've had cops tell me that. So that was a less than 60-second video. So I'm just going to elaborate on this a little bit for a moment, okay? Hear me out on this. If you're in the left lane and you're driving and you look up in your mirror and there's somebody behind you and they're pretty close to you, just do the right thing and get over. Now, if there's traffic ahead of you and that person can't go any faster anyhow because there's another 30 cars in front of you, it doesn't matter. If you're driving in the far left lane or any lane and you're on somebody's ass, you're an asshole, right? The law is 1 car length for every 10 miles per hour. That's for safety purposes. If you're doing 50 miles an hour, you should be 5 car lengths behind that car in front of you. If you're doing 80 miles an hour, you should be at least 8 car lengths behind the car in front of you. If I'm doing 80 miles an hour and some asshole comes up on me behind me and he's on my ass and I've got 8 car lengths in front of me, in front of the car in front of me who's also doing 80 miles an hour, the guy behind me is an asshole. Now, if there's nobody else next to me, I'm still going to get over and let that guy pass me, even though I'm doing 80 miles an hour. Because that's the right thing to do. I don't know what happens to you people. You get in your car and you turn into an asshole. You're driving along, you're doing the speed limit in the left lane. Somebody pulls up behind you and you're like, screw this guy, speed limit 70 miles an hour. That's fast enough for anybody. No, get the fuck out of the way. Move over, let the guy pass you, and forget about it. That's what I do. I drive along, and in the van, I do still do 80, 85 miles an hour. But a lot of the time, I just want to keep it at like 70. If I keep it under 75, for sure, I get better fuel economy. If I keep it at around 60, I get much better fuel economy. But I like going faster. And I also like driving in the far left lane myself personally because I like that there's nothing else to the left of me. And there's usually some kind of shoulder there. And multiple times in my life, I've had to go over on the shoulder to avoid something. So I just feel better about it. And I rode motorcycles for years. And there's a thing when you ride motorcycles called the safety zone, which is basically you end up with these mini traffic jams on the highway, like a conglomeration of cars because a couple people are driving too slow. And then there's a gap, and then another conglomeration of cars. And eventually they catch up to each other, and then people do all this jockeying around, trying to get into the passing lane so they can get past everything and get back into the safety zone. Or they just want to speed and get to wherever they're going fast enough. If you're not a cop, it's not your concern. It's not your job to regulate the speed on the highway. Don't do that. That's what leads to road rage. That's what leads to accidents. So be a conscientious person. Get over. Somebody pulls up behind you. You see him in the rearview mirror. So, okay, this guy wants to go fast. The first chance you get, you put your blinker on, you get over. Let him pass you. Very simple. I don't know what your problem is there. Don't understand what your issue is. Get over yourself. Not your job. If somebody wants to speed and do, 85 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, let them do it. Get out of the way. Don't get into some mental thing with some other guy on the highway. I've done it. A lot of us have done it, right? This guy, my biggest thing is when I'm cruising, I'm typically keeping it at a pretty steady speed. I'll have some guy get on my ass. I see it. I get over. He flies by me. I get back in that lane. All of a sudden, I catch up to him. Now I'm in his ass. If he doesn't get out of my way, I got to go around him. What's up with that? Or he'll get over and I'll pass him. And then next thing you know, a little while later, he's on my ass again. I don't know what's going on with that. It's very strange. Because I do so many road trips, I'm always driving to Arizona, different places in Arizona, or visiting other people in other places. It's the highway system out here. It's not like back home. You do get on the parkway or whatever, but it's usually not that far that you're driving. When you're driving hours and hours and hours, keep in mind too, a lot of the people who are in the left lane and they're flying, they want to stay there. They get in that zone. They might be driving for 8 hours. As they're driving for 8 hours, they drive through all these different little communities, different little towns, and those people jump on the highway at lunchtime or whenever just to go 2 miles and get off again. Those people drive all the way over this way, then they'll drive all the way over that way. It's really funny how that works. But you have to keep in mind the person that you're annoying might have already been driving for 6 hours. Think about something other than yourself is all I'm saying. This should be a separate video. It is. I said it was going to. So you're watching this. You thought it was going to be part of the video that I've already posted, because I'm going to post that one first. But this is going to be a second video. This is going to be a separate video. But I'm just saying, man. Think about that. Okay? I'm sure if you're a cop, I'd like to hear what you have to say. You're going to say, no, for safety reasons, you should. I have friends that are cops. A whole bunch of them that I grew up with. I was going to become a cop on 2 separate occasions. Chose not to do it. But when I talk to them, that's what they tell me. That's the passing lane. Doesn't matter what the speed limit is. If the people want to take the risk to get a ticket or something, that's their prerogative. If we catch them, we catch them. But we would rather have people use that lane just for passing. They know. They'll tell you. You can look this up. There's tons of videos. There's some states have actually put videos out on this. They tell you. If you're in the far left lane and you're doing the speed limit, somebody comes up behind you, move over. That's actually, I believe it's the law. So I'm just saying, let's spread this. Let's just spread this. Share this video. I know it's going to piss people off because it pissed people off when I posted it. Some people are on my side. A lot of people, the people who post are like, screw you, man. It's the speed limit. It's called the limit. Not your job, dude. Not your job. We all know. If that was all it was, no car would go more than 70 miles an hour or whatever the speed limit is. In Europe, they got the Autobahn. You can go over 100 miles an hour. It's still a free country, believe it or not. For those of you that have that mindset, it's like that bureaucratic mindset that aggravates the hell out of me. You think this is how it should be. So you're going to do your little part to try to regulate everybody else around you. Screw you, man. Let me go. Let me go. If I do speed, if I choose to speed, I'm taking that chance. These days, typically, a lot of cops will let you go a little bit faster than what the speed limit is. I mean, if you're doing 90 or 100 miles an hour and you get pulled over, you're pretty much in trouble. But I will tell you this. If you get pulled over, and I love watching these videos of people that get pulled over and they're just jerks to the cops, and then that leads to them getting arrested eventually. You watch the whole body cam footage. Cops are people too, man. They're human beings. Most of them are married, they got kids, they got lives. On a daily basis, they're seeing horrible things. They're treated like crap. They're seeing people die. Think about that, what their job is, So when I get pulled over, I'm always smiling. How's your day going? Usually, if I do get pulled over, because I'm speeding. You know how many speeding tickets I've ever gotten? 0. Maybe one when I was, I got one when I was in the Marines. I was 19 years old. And that's because I had my buddy George with me, sitting in the passenger seat, and the cops go to the passenger window, and George looks like a fucking axe murderer. That's why I got the ticket. He just had that face. He just had a face. And he probably had that look on his face, too, because he was a biker and all that. He just didn't like cops. They could pick up on that energy. My thing is, I'm alone. I'm like, how's it going? How's your day going? Or especially if I was speeding there, I'm like, I was going kind of fast, huh? Sorry about that. Got in the zone, man. How's your day going? You know, always bring up the service somehow, interject that, and just get chatty. And next thing you know, they're letting you go with a warning. It's pretty easy. Be nice. Uplift them. Tell them a joke. If you can make a cop laugh, they'll almost always let you go. Talk to cops. Befriend one of them sometime and ask them about this. It's true. I know some of them are going to chime in here. If you are going to drive fast, you still want to do it safely. You don't want to drive. These kids these days watching these movies, these Fast and Furious movies. And we were driving back across the country, well, you know, across these states the other day. Very dangerous what they're doing. Super fast, getting up behind somebody like zoom. That happened with us. Kirky was driving and she felt it. And she looked up and saw this guy and she got startled because she could feel the air. He got so close to her rear end. And then who wouldn't want to get close to her rear end? She has a luscious ass on her. But we're just friends. But this guy came up super close and got just within inches of the car to pass her. What are you doing, man? That is stupid. It's stupid. So you have to take it. I go by the John Milner rules of the road. Driving is serious business. If you guys ever seen American Graffiti, watch the movie. It's a good one. Driving serious business. Take it seriously. You can kill yourself. You can kill somebody else. So you can drive fast safely. You should not be driving super fast when there's a lot of traffic around. That's all I'm saying. You know. Now where I come from, growing up, and this goes all the way back to the '70s. When you come up on somebody, our thing was always either flick your brights if your lights are on already, or turn your lights on and off. It lets somebody see that you're there, and then they just get over. They don't get mad. They're not flipping you off when you drive by. It's just waking them up. You know, they're listening to their music or whatever, just cruising. There's nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly fine. Just wake somebody up a little bit, let them get out of the way. Just get out of the way. Get out of everybody else's way. All right? This is not just traffic lesson here. A lot of you are in the way of a lot of other people trying to do what they want to do with their lives. Get out of everybody else's friggin' way. All right? Do us all a favor. Left lane, passing lane. Nothing wrong with you driving in it. But when you look up and you see somebody in your rearview mirror, just get over and let them pass you. Again, unless they can't go anywhere else either. You know, sometimes what I'll do is in that situation, of course, I'm driving a van and it's pretty big, it's lifted and everything. People can't see around me. If somebody kind of gets on my ass, which is stupid, I might just stick my arm out the window and kind of put my hand up like little hand gestures, like, what am I supposed to do? You know, look, you know. You can get around me, you can't get around them. What are you going to do? Calm down, relax, eventually it'll go. Another thing, little trick for me, when I'm driving multiple hours at a time, I find a speed that I want to drive at, usually between 70 and 75, because out here the speed limits are higher. And I'll stick to that, and I will oftentimes, for the most part, find myself driving alone. Because I'll catch up to slower traffic and pass them, and because most other people are driving well beyond the speed limit, they're passing me. So most often than not, I just find myself in a nice little safety zone, all alone. I'll catch up to a group every once in a while, and I'll do my little navigation. I'll get in the fast lane, the passing lane, on the far left lane. I'll get over there, and I'll eventually get through it, and I'll find my spot again and sit there and cruise. I'm just saying, when you get in your car, it's not just about you, man. Everybody else is on the road too. Start thinking about something more than yourself. How about that one? Let's leave it there. Think about other people. Be kind. Be kind on the road. You don't know what you're dealing with out there. People are crazy. People die in road rage incidents. Accidents happen because of it. You're wrong if you think doing the speed limit in the far left lane is the right thing to do. If there's nobody in front of you slowing you down to do the speed limit, you could see for a mile and there's nobody in front of you, and somebody comes up behind you and you stay there and you don't get out of their way, you're the one who's wrong. I don't care how right you think you are, you're wrong. Because you don't know what's going on in that guy's mind behind you. Now this guy's cruising along, he's flying, he's happy too. All of a sudden, boom, he catches up to you and you're just sitting there. He can't get around you because there's the other cars here. Now he's pissed, you're ruining his day. He's taking chances. Sometimes, I'm not saying everybody does this. He'd be correct to stay behind you a little bit. What happens if he flicks his lights to ask you to move over? That's going to piss you off even more, and you're going to start hitting your brakes and slow down. That makes you a crazy person. If somebody comes up on your ass right away and your first instance is to like hit your brakes, what are you doing, man? You're asking for trouble like that? Do you really want somebody to rear end you? Is that what you really want? Move over. Just get out of the way. Again, if that makes sense. Because there's nobody else in front of you. I think I've explained this well enough now. I don't think I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, I still don't care. Because what I'm giving you here is good advice. Have a good day. Be kind to one another. Be kind to one another on the road in particular. Before I even let you go, if we could all maintain the same distance between us and the car in front of us, and we're focused on driving, and you're not on your phone, that's another thing. That's what causes most traffic, I find. Like, I'll go to get around somebody who's in the left lane, not getting over, and they're slowing down or speeding up. When I look over, they're on their phone. They're literally on their phone. I've seen people, I saw a guy, took a picture of it, eating soup out of a bowl in the fast lane while he's driving. I've seen people with a newspaper out, reading, while they're in that lane, driving slow, pissing everybody off. Traffic is always a catch up, speed up, catch up, slow down, speed up, catch up. If we just, when there is a lot of cars on the road, if everybody maintained the same distance between them and focused on what was happening around them, there wouldn't be traffic. It's the idiots that do this thing, that slow down, stop. I'm just saying, you're driving, focus on driving. Nothing else. Just focus on driving. If you focus on driving, it's going to be better for everybody. The roads will be a safer place. More people would get home to their families. Now I'm going to let you go. Have a great day. Be kind to one another. Be good to one another on the road. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Oh, shit. What just happened?